You are watching the #1 podcast in the whole entire wrestling community, and I'm one of your hosts, Juanzo.
And I'm your other host, Jean-Paul Leek.
Together we are Raw Break. How's every single one of you, family? Welcome to another episode of our show. We're going to be talking about SmackDown, everything that happened. We have one more week left for what's going to be SummerSlam. So, this show actually was up to maybe an hour and a half, good. Great promo by John Cena and Roman Reigns. That's what we wanted to see. The storyline up to this point has been not great. We were waiting for these words. This was good. I liked it, and I'm actually looking forward to the match at SummerSlam. Paul, the show is good, but, there's always, they have to fuck it up somehow.
I mean, to be honest with you, that opening segment, the back and forth between Cena, Reigns, Paul Heyman was there, all that. When that was over, I looked at the clock. It was 8:27.
Yes.
That was almost a half hour, essentially. And everything after that was just, a mediocre at best. I mean, there was one thing cool. I did like Shinsuke Nakamura, or a spoiler alert, new Intercontinental Champion. That's badass. I did, semi-pop for that. At least, he has that on his reign. But, other than that, really didn't, the show didn't really do anything for me. The main event, the contract signing, it was okay. I liked how Sonya Deville tried to keep it in order and everything, but, it was really just that opening segment that really, was the main thing of the show.
Yeah, exactly. So, family, we're going to be just talking about everything. I know that many of you are going to be watching AEW Rampage. All of you are marks. Yeah, we know that. So, we're going to be talking about Rampage tomorrow. But, we're going to be just, have to do SmackDown for today. And don't forget to show up and show some love to this video for the NXT UK.
Yes.
A Heritage Cup, #1 contenders tournament. Noam Dar beats actually Mac Andrews, and he's still on the, the run to get the opportunity for that championship.
Yeah, Noam Dar, I mean, he's one of my picks. I also picked, a guy who I think really could, benefit from this would be Tio Man or Kenny Williams. There's a lot of people you could do with this Heritage Cup. And, another big thing on this show that they had was the promo from Ilya Dragunov on Walter about now he's going to become the nightmare who haunts Walter because he knows he can beat him. Good stuff, and we're excited for TakeOver 36 as well.
Exactly. We're so excited for it. And, don't forget to show that. Thank you again for showing some love. Don't forget, we're on Facebook, YouTube. We're also on Twitch. So please, we have a variety of places. Just pick one of them and enjoy the ride. That's all you need to do. And the show SmackDown started it with John Cena, like you said, every time that John Cena opens the show, at least we know that it's going to be good because Cena, because of the acting experience that he has now, and he's always been one of the guys that if you give him a microphone, you pay attention.
Oh yeah,
he commands your attention. You want to listen to what he has to say. You want to pay attention, and you just want to see what the guy has to tell us. And then there was no exception. He started calling out Roman Reigns. Remember, he says, "I'm the doctor." A Dr. Thomonomics. So I'm going to tell you what Roman Reigns is. And he's a complete, failure. And all of
he
that.
Gives him a D. He's like, if I have to give you a rating, you're a D. He's like, you're a D head. You're a D bag. You got a D. Like I said, for the report card grade, all that stuff. Then, like you said, when Roman comes out.
Yeah, when Roman comes out, then, you get to see that, all of that. So that was really, I like that. And the War just started out pretty good. We're going to see in the main event is going to be Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair in the contract signing. So, the face-to-face, yeah, this is what we wanted. Like a lot of people saying the reports also that up to this point, the feud, no Finn Balor. So it was actually not everybody was paying attention to this. And they needed to do something to bring us back. And then they say, hey, this is going to be the main event of SummerSlam. You got to treat it as such. But what did you like from all this promo?
Oh, I mean, they just, the war of words they kept having back and forth. Everything, it kind of towed the line a little bit. It wasn't just so oh, here's a written promo. They let these guys cut. I don't think they wrote anything. I thought they pretty much said, let them go out there, or they're like, hey, what did you come up with? And it's oh, when Cena said, oh, I'm going to say this line about Nikki Bella. And it's ooh, okay, yeah, that's fine. We approve that, but I don't think some writer, wrote these, jokes and these disses.
No.
They were too good.
No. I absolutely agree with you. I don't think that I think it's Roman and Cena the ones, and Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
All three of them working on it, like coming up with like this type of lines that are going to be really hurtful. And out of all the promo, you stay with those lines. Those are the lines that make sense. Remember, 20 years of missionary. No wonder Nikki Bella love you, John. So there you go. Roman started out good. Roman started out really good.
Yeah, that's go
ahead. No, go ahead.
No. You take us through.
Oh no, yeah, like I was gonna say, then you see that, then also Cena counters that. He says, well, I had a breakup, and you've been protected this whole time. The one thing that we get to hear from Cena is something that we know from Roman Reigns. He's been protected throughout this whole WWE career. And he says, well, because of you, remember the Shield, you almost ruined Seth Rollins, and you drove Dean Ambrose away out of the WWE. So that line was a really good comeback also, because it is true. Is that we've seen 5 years of the main event. So what do you think?
Yeah, and this was good. And throughout this whole promo, even earlier when it was just Cena out here, he's like, it's going to be the main event of SummerSlam. And, it's not going to be the same old thing. It's not going to be John Cena, beating him and winning. No, Roman Reigns is going to kick the shit out of me. But see, I don't have all this pressure that Roman Reigns does, because if Roman Reigns loses, then he loses to the guy who becomes 17-time world heavyweight or WWE champion. And, he's the one who then, breaks the record. And, Roman Reigns just pretty much becomes a trivia. Who did John Cena beat to become 17-time world champion? His reign means
Roman
nothing.
Reigns.
Yeah, he's like, Roman, you have all this pressure. And he's like, I don't have any pressure, because all I have to do is, go in there and outlast you. And he's like, and Heyman knows how tough I am. He's like, I built Suplex City. When Brock Lesnar, suplexed them how many times in a row? What was that, 20-some times?
Yeah, it is. It is true. It is. Hey, Creasy, how you doing? He says, oh, John Cena. There you go. How you doing, girl? Hope you're doing fine. And that's true. That's true. And, John Cena, the promo was absolutely great. And the one thing
I was just gonna say, to end is the whole thing. He's like, all I have to do is just the 1, 2, 3, and that was the whole.
What is it? What is it?
The 1, 2, 3. Yep.
3.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Through this whole promo, and that was good. And it was getting under Roman's skin a little bit, because Roman does have a lot of pressure. If Cena goes in there and loses, whatever, he's just another guy who Roman beat. But if he beats Roman, it's such a big deal.
And it is. So he put him actually made it all about Roman. So Cena, you said, took off all the pressure. It's like, you know what? I don't care. So, well, and he did say, I mean, Roman was not bad on this one. Remember 4 years ago, we said the World Wars, Roman fell short completely. Remember, even John had to be boy, yeah, this is the time that you deliver the promo. Or take your time, kid. Remember when he really exposed Roman? This time Roman was actually cool and everything. But then Cena finished the promo. He left. And, we had to say, she's good. Hey, good. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. And, thank you for supporting us. I really appreciate that. And Cena left. So a good opening for SmackDown. I feel that this is what we needed. And like you said, this took a whole chunk of the show. So it's even better. So now, Paul, it's time to talk about, like you mentioned, you gave a little bit of a spoiler here. And, we get to see Intercontinental Championship match, Apollo Crews against King Nakamura. And you said it last week. We actually mentioned the good thing will be for Shinsuke to get that title, because unfortunately, the experiment with Apollo Crews once again has failed. Aziz is not a factor. He doesn't even talk anymore. The accent, I mean, is great for the ear. But unfortunately, Apollo Crews one more time, you don't worry, it's not good anymore.
Yeah,
thank you for everything, Apollo.
Yeah, I mean, Apollo Crews is such a great wrestler, but I feel like his style and everything he does, and just who he is, he's really a babyface. This heel character just kind of came out of nowhere. It seems so forced. And like you said, Aziz is such a joke. He's been exposed and beat up. He's not, I mean, yeah, he might have that Nigerian nail, but it doesn't really do anything. He hits somebody with it, and then he's a non-factor.
There's not factors,
and they're really pushing Nakamura. And Apollo Crews has been so flat. His title reign, the feud with Big E was so awful, and it went for so long. And I was like, no, they gotta give the title to Nakamura. I think they'll do right by him, and that's what they did. Pretty decent match. Nakamura looked good. I like the black and white. I like the different, color tights and stuff Nakamura had on.
It's a new way of for Shinsuke to present himself. It's actually making sense. And like you said, Nakamura, for some odd reason, actually, they're pushing him. I'm not against it, but at least they're doing something with him. Maybe because they fear that he might go to AEW and everything, and it's fine. But At least, hey, we got to see Kinshasa 1, 2, 3 and done, and clean. No reason for Apollo to retain because, like you said, everything that you said, I agree with you. Unfortunately, again, you give Aziz an opportunity, but if you don't play a factor, if the guy is not doing anything,
hey, maybe Apollo Crews is one of those guys who's going to be see you later. Who knows?
Yeah. Oh yeah, like because they said
maybe they're gonna cut him and Baba Ganoush. Who knows?
They're gonna cut Baba Ganoush. I mean, there should be a lot of guys that, like, for example, instead of Bray, I wouldn't much rather. I mean, I would never say get away.
The only thing I'll say on the releases is if they fired Bray Wyatt, nobody's safe. Unless there's one person who, there's a couple, but there's really only one person who's safe, and it's Roman Reigns.
Probably Roman. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Roman, because everything. I mean, Seth will be, because if Seth leaves, maybe Becky will leave.
I said there's a bunch, but like really, like if they can fire Bray Wyatt, nobody's safe.
But and like you said, like Roman, like you build the show around him, because also there was a report that, like, they say that Roman, like, according to him, and maybe he's kayfabe or whatever, but he's been saying that ever since he came back like a year ago, he has not been scripted. So everything that he's been saying came out from him. I highly doubt that. I mean, maybe it's like Paul Heyman and him collaborating. Yeah, that would I believe, but at least, hey, coming back to Shinsuke, he becomes the new Intercontinental Champion. Celebration with Pat McAfee, and like you said, it made it feel like a big deal. They had like a little pyro there, so good stuff for Shinsuke Nakamura. Like you said, hopefully he has a better run that he had the first time. There were crowds to celebrate, and so like that was good. And Apollo Crews, what you do with him? Like you said, maybe hey, next round of cuts, see you later, my friend. And I wouldn't, it will suck for him, but again, every time that they try to do something with him, no way to sell the guy, completely dead.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, who knows what they're going to do with Bobby Lashley? You could put him in the Hurt Business if you want to build up the group, but I don't know if they want to do that. They might just want to stick with the manager.
I would like that, like you said, like have them like the end,
because they teased that. They teased that, and then he got drafted to SmackDown, and then he went all and then he went to the Nigerian Prince.
I would much rather, like, at least, hey, keep me employed. That will be good. That means I get a paycheck. And second, at least, hey, you got like these guys, like the Undisputed Era, 2-3 years. Hey, we get gold, we get tag belt. Hey, you got the IC belt also, like on the United States Championship, something like that. But I don't know what they're gonna do. And now you see, like, the Street Profits are back. They want to smoke, and they're gonna go against the Alpha Academy. And like you said, after this, the show is done for you. Because it's true. I mean, I told you why they were not gonna like sacrifice the Street Profits, because they're like have a lot of fans, and also, I mean, they're popular. The popularity overpowers like the reason that you should push the Alpha Academy. I feel that, like, if you were really telling the story, you will actually completely eliminate the Street Profits, but they didn't do that, and they go against Otis and Chad Gable. And what happened, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, this match was really good. Otis is dominating everybody. He was obviously throwing around Montez Ford, but even Angelo Dawkins, he was catching him in midair, throwing him around. Otis, he may look kind of like a little chubby, chunky, but the dude is all muscle. He can he's strong as an ox, and he was looking really dominant. And then all of a sudden, like we see in this picture, Montez Ford just takes him out on the table, just done. And then, they pinned Gable 1, 2, 3. It was just a weird, it was like a abrupt end. It was just like all the momentum was just immediately done. Pin 1, 2, 3.
Exactly. The only thing, at least, that kind of, like you said, is true. Otis loses by association. I'm not going to go against you on that one. At least they pin Chad Gable with like the swinging head breaker that, like,
but I feel like they're honestly setting this up to be like, Otis is going to get so pissed he just turns on Gable and goes on his own, which I feel like you should make them tag team champions, have them, have a title reign, and then when they drop the belts, that's when you do that storyline. Yeah, that's when Otis, when they lose the belts, he gets pissed at Gable because Gable's the one who gets pinned, and he's like, screw you, I'm going after singles championships.
It's true. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate you have for Otis,
because they deserve to be tagged. They deserve to have a title run, and if this is going to end with them splitting up, then I missed opportunity.
I mean, especially like you said, they're being actually portraying Otis really good. Like they're actually giving him.
Let's say Mysterio's win at SummerSlam, babyface champions, who would be perfect for them to feud with.
Exactly, and get the titles away, because the Mysterios don't need long runs. They don't need that. Like the Ray is known for 2 days, 1 day.
Short.
Hey, I'm part of that group. Not down there. I mean, height wise, yeah. Like height wise, yes, but that's a different story. Let's go move on to the guy that loves to wear this kind of suits, and of course they kind of have a match against Edge at SummerSlam. Seth Rollins. Did you like this promo? For me, it was like to the point. I mean, the video package was actually really funny, and I enjoyed that even more than the promo itself because it just showcased how like parallel the careers of like Edge and like Seth Rollins been. And of course, Seth Rollins is going to give the edge. It's going to be, oh, I did this. For example, I won the Royal Rumble and then I became champion. You won 2 Royal Rumbles and you fell short both times. So how is that going to be?
Yeah, and then they talked about how Edge cashed in first, but then when Rollins cashed in at WrestleMania, that was the heist of the century. That's all everyone ever talks about anymore when it comes to Money in the Bank. So, like you said, everything Rollins did, it's like, I mean, not Rollins. Everything Edge did, Rollins did better. So, that was just, he's like, so I'm not Edge light, I'm better than Edge and all this stuff. And I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about this feud? I'm excited for the match. I think the match will be awesome. It might even be a show stealer, depending how they do it at SummerSlam. But like with the feud that's getting us there, do you think it's SummerSlam worthy, or do you think it needs more time to build?
I think it needs a little bit of time to build. The problem is because for example, even Roman and Cena were feeling flat up to like today. This one is feeling also flat. Because I don't know what it is. It's just because probably like the fact that like there's a lot of spoilers, there's a lot of dirt sheets that already tell you what the feuds are going to be. So you know what I mean? Like really, oh yeah, they're going to get upset. Oh yeah, he's going to play a factor. Oh yeah, SummerSlam. So it's so predictable. But also like there's not really real animosity between the two, at least I feel. And maybe in my head, I'm still pissed that Edge didn't win the Universal Championship because it's like, yeah, you're going to have a match at SummerSlam, but I know you sign a contract saying that you would. It's not that like you want to have the match. So I don't know. And knowing that like Edge is he lost to like Roman, so Rollins is going to put him over.
Yeah, the only thing, like I said, in a dream fantasy world is if they said, we're really, Cena's giving us a couple months, 3-4 months. He's really going to beat Roman at SummerSlam. Roman's going to go away for a little bit, hey, go on vacation, relax, whatever. And then, he's going to feud with Edge. And then maybe Cena and Edge have a feud for a couple months until Cena's ready to go back to Hollywood. And then he drops the belt to Edge. I mean, that would be cool because to relive, because they always like to cash in on nostalgia. And this might be the last time you get to do these two guys ever again. So why not do it?
It will be a not bad idea. But like, for example, what you're already booking, they might have that idea for WrestleMania. It is a reality, though. They're thinking of Cena and Raw.
I mean, I don't see that's the whole thing. If they can do it to WrestleMania, do it at Mania, legit. Yeah. I just didn't know the window for Cena because you don't know the.
Yeah, well,
like even Roman said in the promo, he's like, "What do you have out 9 movies now? Something like that."
Well, like it's true. Like I mean, Cena. What I know, what like Sean Ross have now. When he doesn't tell me anything because he sucks now. But like what I know is like Cena is gonna have to he's gonna have an appearance after SummerSlam, and then done. And then Suicide 4, and then Peacemaker 9, and all of that, and then Fast 21 or 22 because of 2K. I don't know. He's gonna be doing all those movies, so he doesn't, he's not gonna have a lot of time in the WWE. But at least you said Edge and Rollins. Like I'm looking for the match. Like I said, the build-up has not and made me like halfway either.
I feel like it's getting there, but it's not like there.
It's not there, yeah. And maybe it's because, like you said, like when it comes to like promo work, Cena and Reigns are the only ones that are doing it. So let's talk about the mysterious pole because, of course, mijo, don't be bullshit this time, all right? Make sure you win. Make sure you win, all right? You might be taller, but I'm smarter. Stay humble and hungry, all right? So it's like, we got it, Dad. It's all good, yeah. So like they go against the Dirty Downs, and who cannot be the Dirty Downs? The Dirty Downs. Who can?
Especially, you know what? I mean, I love the Mysterios. Legit, I'm always cheer for them. But the Usos come out and cause a distraction, and I'm like, oh, perfect. This will be a thing to maybe cause tension, to maybe build doubt in the babyface team going into SummerSlam where they win the titles, and then nobody thought they would because they were going in, with no momentum because they lost here on SmackDown. Nope. Just kidding. They actually won here, and beat the Dirty Dogs. So, I mean, to me, that was weird. I mean, good for the Mysterios, I guess, but like it wouldn't have been the ending I would have did, especially with that promo that Ray just cut. Because the promo that Ray cut was like, oh, you should be focused, always pay attention what's going on, be like me. And, that would have been Dominic gets distracted. They get rolled up 1, 2, 3. I think it would have fed into the story better, but
and then we got like a promo from and these I like,
look at that.
Yeah, like this was like good because they reminded me of the Usos of 2017. Like the best tag team. We're better than the Young Bucks and all of that. Like, the Uso Penitentiary. The both of them are together. He's like, fuck Roman. He's on his own. We're not gonna be like his lackeys anymore. It's all good. Hey, we're gonna see you at SummerSlam. So I like that they had the titles. Good promo by them, and that's what they used to do. Like, hey, you might be my cousin and all of that. Fuck you, man. No, I'm out. You take care of Cena. In the end, you're protected. You're gonna win. Like Cena said, you're Cena like big soup like bars or something. So we have here like Christy saying that. He's saying that little dude with the wide face mask. It looks like he's like too hot to wear. What do I know? LOL. That's Rey Mysterio. That's Rey Mysterio for the ones. Not me. I don't wear. I mean, I'm sure yes, but I don't wear that mask. But yeah, so we like that. It was a good good thing for the Usos. Rey and Dominic, at least they get the match. That's still good for what is going to be SummerSlam. Baron Corbin, he has lost absolutely everything. Confidence, money, everything. He's going to go on bankruptcy. He's going to claim bankruptcy. So his last plea is going to be, hey, can somebody hook me up? $2, $3. I mean, it sucks in this time of day, pandemic around. So we got to feel bad for the guy. The same shirt, for 4 weeks already. It's like Mick Foley gave him that shirt when he got that stain in the hot dog or something. Kevin Owens comes out, a little bit of going back and forth, and he wants money and stuff. Gets a stunner. I'm like, that is over. No, of course not, because they said let's have a match. And if you beat me, I give you $1,000. And I'm like, okay, that's when the show sucks. I'm like, that's why sometimes the ratings are completely trash, because you're not treating me with respect as a viewer, right? Am I wrong for saying that, Paul, or no?
Yeah, I mean, you know what will be funnier is if they remember when they would film stuff back in the 90s Attitude Era, and it's like, oh, this is happening outside in the parking lot. Do that with Corbin walking around in the parking lot with a little cup from a gas station asking people for change. That
hey man, you mind helping a fellow here?
Yeah, can you spare some change? Do you remember when I was the constable on Raw? Can I have some change? Can you buy me a hoagie at Wawa? Make him that pathetic. That would be funnier than this, leading to a match, which he's going to lose. He loses. So Kevin Owens says, you can't ask anybody for anything anymore. And then he's like, so, and then we might as well talk about it now. We see Big E backstage, and, he just runs and steals the briefcase. So we see he's not done, stealing and, begging stuff from people. So this match was pointless.
I mean, of course, Dave Six is legit. I mean, Cannonball, that's fine. But like I said, even he's not going to use the stunner one more time because he already used it. So we're not going to do that again. So no money, no anything. You know what? I heard why they doing this. Supposedly he actually hated the King Corbin, the gimmick, and that's why he does it. And that's why they're actually punishing him. I don't know if that's absolutely true or not, but it seems to me that that's why they do it. And you got to see, like I said, Corbin right there, and you mentioned this before. This to me, if he cashes in, great stuff. If he becomes champion, I will be on my feet, clapping. I will actually buy another shirt for him. If he wants a white one, I'll do a white one. If he wants, a black one, I will buy a black one. I don't care. But the fact that he stole that means that what? It's gonna be in a feud with Big E.
I don't care.
And that's when I turn the channel, and that's when I'm AEW. That's when I turn my mark right here, and and it's not my Hoppus. We're actually. Get better, buddy. Blink 182 rules. But that's the problem. Why this is to me another Otis situation. Yeah. So no, thank you. I'm not for it at all. So like you said, this is bad, and you keep making Corbin look like an idiot. I don't care.
And also, you make the briefcase look like an idiot 2 years in a row. So now it makes the briefcase look like a joke, because the last 2 years they put it on joke guys. Otis was a joke at the time, and Big E is a joke in the way he acts. He's legit in the ring. Certain guys can have a real good match, but he acts like a clown. So
exactly, and that's a good question. When was the last time that the Money in the Bank was taken seriously?
Because remember Lesnar with the boombox like an idiot?
Done. Yeah, exactly. I remember when Corbin won it.
Braun Strowman, he won it, and he was like, "Oh, I challenged Lesnar," and then he lost. Or Roman.
Oh no, he didn't even. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so all of that. You see, years ago, probably 2015, 2014, around there is when actually the briefcase made sense. But that's what we have for the show. So let's go actually to the main event. So we ran it quick. And you see like Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, the contract signing. Sonya Deville introduced both of them. And, you see like a little war of words between them also. Sasha delivering good lines. Bianca a little bit better this time. Like it's not as like a baby face rivalry like we got to see in WrestleMania. So I like this. But before Sasha signs, Sasha goes, well, I need 2 witnesses. We got to see it. That's for you, Paul, right? Selena and Carmella. This is good. This is good. Yeah, this is like
this is like a Victoria's Secret show.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I watching here?
No, that's fine. They give me 2 hours of this, and you see the ratings will be way up. Give me the Cena promo and this, I'm good. But like in the end, you got to see, of course, like they were actually on Sasha Banks' side, and there was gonna be like interactions between them. That was all good. Bianca took care of like mostly like Selena and Carmella. That sucks for them, especially for Selena. Do I sign with this company thinking that they're gonna like keep my husband there? No. 2 days after that, they release him. He goes to AEW. I want to be with Almas too. You'll be legit. No, you gotta like be here with us for like a year. So and then Sasha Banks took care of like Bianca, backstabber, and you get to see like she put it right on the table, and then also like the bank statement and more hatred between these 2 girls. They're making it good. Do you think Sasha's gonna win or Bianca retains SummerSlam?
I mean, it's really hard to say because I think you're gonna have to take either a lot of women from NXT, call a lot of them up. You have to really do. I mean, yeah, do you have Shotzi Blackheart and you have Tegan Knox, but are they going to be ones you want to feud with Sasha? And also, Bianca's run through all the heels because the 2 of them, I would assume, are babyface, who I just named Shotzi and Tegan.
Yeah.
So they're not going to feud with Bianca. And she already beat all the heels. Bailey's not coming back for a while. So, I mean, I almost think she has to drop it to Sasha.
If you think about it, Paul, there's your whole women's division right here.
Yeah. I mean, besides those other 2 I named, and then when Becky Lynch inevitably comes back.
Yeah. And, Becky Lynch is supposed she's like supposed to coming back like on October. That's what like the sources said that like she's actually coming back for that month. But like right here, that's pretty much your 90% of the women's division right here. Yeah. So that's a big issue. That's a big problem, like you said, because Sasha, Shotzi, Tegan, not, and where's Liv Morgan? Paul, where is Liv Morgan? Where is Toni Storm? We don't know where they are.
Oh yeah, Toni Storm. That would be Toni Storm and Sasha Banks. That would be legit feud.
Debut and done. Debut and done. It's like, is she still with like Jews? She loves Jews. What's going on here? I don't get it. Like, I mean, that's what we have. And, family, that is the SmackDown that we have. I mean, a pretty good show. All the way I'd like to like have an hour and a half. Probably the last half hour I would not care about. But, WWE needs to improve next week. They have a long week because they're going to have like SmackDown. SummerSlam is going to be on Saturday. NXT TakeOver 36. A lot of things happening. It might be Adam Cole's last match on NXT. Depends on whether he signs or not. AEW is on the horizon. We don't know. Paul even said like the best match of all time. Ilya Dragunov and Walter too. Excellent stuff. So we're gonna be really busy. Don't forget tomorrow we're gonna have Triple Mania. We're gonna be just talking about all of that and also like talking about this Rampage. Oh, and I know all of you are watching, so I hope that all of you join for the review. I appreciate that, guys. And Christian Cage against Kenny Omega. This is gonna be really great. We're actually rooting for Christian Cage. So hopefully if you close your eyes and then you open them out again, we're going to see a brand new Impact champion, right, Paul?
Yeah, we're excited for Rampage. Hopefully, this show is, like we said, new beginnings, with some, heavily rumored signings for AEW, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk and everything. So, we're excited. And like you said, Triple Mania, all this stuff, guys, stay tuned. And subscribe, and then, follow us on all the social medias as well. And that's Rope Break on Facebook, the OG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok. And of course, right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the Original Rope Break.
Thank you, Gracie. Thank you, everybody that has been watching. Like you said, so there's only one more thing that is left to say, and that is